does come back again, you better be ready, because this is now where I want to test you. This is now where I want to see you grow. And I said, how are you going to cap that to maybe 20% of the damage? Because he was already feeling drained from the frustrations of, I thought I had something and now it's gone and I don't know what to do, and I'm losing money, and I'm trying to trade. I'm trying to find edge, and I'm trying to adapt, and I can't, and I keep losing money.
We only start trusting to put a trader live once we've seen they've navigated a period of uncertainty, because throughout their careers, they're going to be navigating periods of uncertainty.
How was he going to respond to that? Is he going to kick it down the curb and say, well, actually, I'm done as well, I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel? Or is he going to push and push?
Peter, you're the big boss in Cyprus. You've just put 2 young traders, or just about to put them live on the 1st of April. Can you explain, for those junior traders that'll be joining our desk in the next period, I know we're a full office, how do you decide with the coaching team? What's the process, and what is the process with these 2 traders? How long were they on the sim for? When you decided to put them live, what were some of the concerns? What should they be keeping an eye out? And I know you did a few kind of novel practices with them before they went live to make sure that they don't repeat certain errors. So can you just explain that journey?
Yeah, of course. So for these 2 individuals specifically, one of them's been with us for about 7 months or so. One of them circa a year. And especially the one who's been with us for circa a year came in Trump tariff era, right? Of course, markets are going crazy. It's not really almost vindicative of what normal markets should be, because you're in this heightened environment of market reaction. So of course he gravitated naturally to news trading, because that's where the opportunities were, the environments were, and of course we've got some phenomenal news traders anyway within our team. And he navigated that, fairly well in terms of his learning and his practices. And then of course, a few months after that, this other trader followed as well. Same sort of thing. He had seen kind of like almost the back end of the apex of the Trump tariff theme. So again, he naturally himself wanted to gravitate towards the news. So they're both very good at discussing news as well. They were both on the same floor, so they were very intertwined in that way, which was good to see. But something, again, as coaches and as mentors, our job is to make sure that they're aware that there is one theme is never going to last forever, as we know. Environments are going to always cycle and change, and the opportunity sets. And we have, the 5 edge domains, central bank, news, data, flow, and technicals. But I was always very big on talking to them. And then, just like we do with all of our grads, not just in Cyprus, in London, and Croatia, and everywhere else, is you have to work on your game and be aware of the opportunity set, of course, for the month, because you need to know where the opportunities are. You want to know where you should be allocating risk, essentially, but knowing also your edge skill level in that particular field to be able to allocate risk. So there's been a lot of that kind of coaching, especially through the second half of the year with these 2 individuals. But then of course, November, December in particular, we had a whole different market environment. Markets were not reacting. We spoke about a trader that,
and the VIX was much lower.
And these guys were, guys who had come in were just so much embedded in this new environment that, they found it very difficult to navigate. For us, we know the cycle is going to come. We know that they're going to struggle in certain areas, and that's okay. And that's the point. It's like, okay, that's fine. This is your opportunity now to expand your other edge domains, to now expand your knowledge. And, they struggled through those 2 months. January came. We had the Greenland comment, I believe it was. We'd kind of seen news was starting to come back into favor. Trump was, the market was reacting to some news comments. And I'd spoken to them both and said, look, you've gone through this transitionary period away from news. Now it looks like it could be coming back. If it does come back, you guys have both been here long enough, similar to what we've been saying in the previous segments earlier. You've seen reiterations now, or you're starting to see a reiteration happen again. If news starts to come back in your favor, this is where you need to understand, this is where my edge is. This is where I need to push aggressively, because this is what I want to see. You've gone from an environment of where you were learning, you were thriving, you were really enjoying, to suddenly the market wasn't giving you what you wanted, to now it could be coming back again. And if it does come back again, you better be ready, because this is now where I want to test you. This is now where I want to see you grow. And fortunately, through March in particular, they've both did incredibly well. They both, flourished. They both had certain targets that I needed to see, and not just me. The whole coaching team, we have weekly conversations, actually daily, but weekly meetings, and they both did phenomenally well in this environment now, where obviously we've had this US-Iran theme. They've been so hot on the preparation, on discussions, especially with grads on the grad floor, being ready, having the scenarios planned, hitting the size, hitting multiple markets, all of the things that they had learned through that first iteration of news. They're now applying it, and they're applying it with confidence. So we saw all of that, and we've had discussions, and we made decisions to put them live. But there were still things that we're still going to be a little bit aware of, that we need to be heightened to that awareness, which is what happens when this now does die down. What happens when we go into more of a technical driven environment, a flow driven environment, or central bank driven environment, let's say. Where is your edge domain? How are you going to navigate that? And we used, we've got our own internal analytics systems that we use, and I got date periods for both of them, and I said, from this time, I believe it was like 25th of November to the end of December, we had an X amount of draw, this kind of decline in our P&L and our performance. How are you, and this is what I really wanted to get out of the guys, which was, for you guys to go live, I've got no qualms and worries about you going live and doing very well on news. What I'm concerned about is, how are you going to now navigate the next time news dries up and we go into a different environment? How can you prove to me that the decline of performance that you had done in that period, you can cap it to maybe
And
20.
there was a drawdown, a significant drawdown, equity drawdown, end of November to the end of the year last year.
And not just in P&L, but also in their own processes, their own, you could see that their
Emotional psyche,
everything. And I said, how are you going to cap that to maybe 20% of the damage? And not only do I want this as a report, I want you to do a workshop for all of the other grads, because it's going to be not only good for you to be able to, because I'm so big on really pushing the guys to always do workshops, always be discussing and talking, because you have to approach things in such a deeper way. But it's also going to be good values and lessons, because we're always looking for everybody else and for the collective, and there's always lessons for everybody,
because their lesson will be a lesson that the collective will go through in the future,
and they're all going to just be growing together. It all comes back to that. So yeah, they did that. They proved exactly what I wanted to see, and all of us what we wanted to see. And it's actually tomorrow, their first day live in the live market. So it's been a journey for them, a lot, and again, I'll be watching them, very, very, very closely. The whole team will be, and we'll be there to help them navigate when we do see the shift. We are a team. We don't just, they're not just now left to the lions of the markets. We are a team, and it'll be interesting to see now and follow their journey as they go live.
Yeah, and I think, just to really summarize some key elements is, before we put a junior trader live, we need to know that they can navigate a tough period too. And sometimes when a junior trader starts in tough periods, it becomes easier for us to see what their resilience profile is, their emotional profile. Now, back end of last year, maybe there was a couple of junior traders that you let go. How do they react to that? How do they, how do they react to seeing their fellow comrades around them, now leave that maybe they respected? How do they react? Can they still maintain their path? How do we educate them on that? Sorry, I don't know if you see.
Oh yeah, I wanted to just interject there as well, because that was such an important point. Because with that particular junior trader that left, and one of these two in particular was, I could see, because he was already feeling drained from the frustrations of, I thought I had something, and now it's gone, and I don't know what to do, and I'm losing money, and I'm trying to trade, I'm trying to find edge, and I'm trying to adapt, and I can't, and I keep losing money. So he was at that stage of hitting a wall, and then suddenly the departure of a particular trader that he looked up to, was a new trader. I remember finding him in the gym on his own, just sort of sitting there, and I could see he was so deep in his thoughts. And it's just before Christmas, and and I spoke to him. I said, you have to trust the team of experience and knowledge of what we're telling you. This is such a blip in your whole career, and this is going to be all all you need to do is persevere through this moment, because of course Christmas holidays are coming up. He's going to go back to his family. He's going to be with his own thoughts. And I wanted to almost see, how was he going to respond to that? Is he going to kick it down the curb and say, well, actually, I'm done as well, I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel? Or is he going to push and persevere? And he did. He came back in January and he said, right, the first meeting that I had with him was, tell me, what do we need to do? Let's go. He was re-energized, and it was very important to see how he navigated that, because he's a young guy as well. So I wanted to see how that maturity was developed. And
he's going to be one of our first teenagers that we're going live.
Yeah, I think so. If he can break some
but he's on the legal side of teenagehood to go live. But on that is we only start trusting to put a trader live once we've seen they've navigated a period of uncertainty. Because throughout their careers, they're going to be navigating periods of uncertainty. And it's always improving the response mechanism to those moments of uncertainty and questioning. And so seeing these young traders going live now, it is, as a coaching team, in markets that are now at the moment very news-driven, how do we ensure that if the moment they go live on the 1st of April, it's the end of the geopolitical climate, it shifts to a complete low VIX environment, how they're going to survive? If what they went live on was a previous regime, and hence why you got them to do that presentation for the November, December, because we are trying to protect them for the period that they don't understand, for the period that's going to be a little more challenging. How do they manage their account? How do they manage their capital? What are the lessons of the past? And so that whole, and then can they survive that? Because the traders who survived 23, most of 23 in Cyprus, 23 in the early parts of 24, there's only a couple that really, we had quite a few grads in a low vol. The ones who survived are now serious performers. Serious. So you have to survive the commotion that might be happening around you, the human commotion, the financial markets commotion, your internal narratives that are going on, and every step that you graduate, every little cycle that you graduate, you're becoming a more all-weather trader. You're going to become a better performer. And so it's very exciting that we're having, I think the velocity of traders going live now on the books is increasing its rate. And that's, through the works of yourself and the coaching team and the collective spirit that we've engineered and the team. But the work doesn't stop. Our coaching doesn't stop. We have to become better. Our team has to become better. We demand a lot of ourselves. The traders demand a lot, and we have to evolve. And we're only as good as our next trade. And so, excited for this generation of traders going live. But I know you have a few more that are, that you're looking at on your card, on your scorecard, or who's going live next, because we are pushing. I know Cyprus office is literally at capacity across both floors. So we have to think, well, how can we expand the movement that has been created that took some time? But things take time until they move at a different gradient and different cadence.